Canelo vacates the belt. Man, let's just cut all the bullshit and just call a spade a spade. Canelo is a flat out bitch for vacating his belt. And what makes him a bitch is he played us for two fights. The Canelo fight, he played all the Mexican fans, all the American fans, all the Puerto Rican fans, all the UK fans. He freaking played us. He used the golden egg, the Triple G, to build himself up and gain popularity. And then he says, "You know what? I'm scared of Triple G. I'm not fighting him." So anything that anyone has to say, and people are gonna say, "Well, you're not a fighter." Well, I'm not a fighter. All I do is cover boxing, and I have to judge boxers on their merit. And you know what the irony about it is? People are gonna validate Canelo with the Floyd Mayweather example. I can guarantee you. Look at all the comments. But at the end of the day, if I'm a Mexican realist fans, and let's be candidly honest, Mexican fans are the uh, are the nuts and the bolts of boxing in terms of, especially on the West Coast. I've never covered a fight on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, they are the nuts and bolts of boxing. And you need to call call Golden Boy, email. If I was, y'all should email Golden Boy and tell him this is some bull fraganagle, man. And I was driving when I heard it, and I let it sit in because I didn't want to make a real emotional video. But call a spade a spade. Canelo just picks on people that are smaller than him. Now, without him fighting Triple G, he has nowhere to go at 54. Nowhere to go. Now, unless Pacquiao takes that fight. Pacquiao will take that fight for money because Pacquiao can run. Pacquiao can run and get in, but Canelo is who he is. So this validates everything what Abel Sanchez has been saying, what Triple G has been saying. Tom Lawford, kudos to them. They have been telling us nothing but the truth. Triple G does not really want to fight him. And at the end of the day, Triple G is ace high, Canelo is B side, bitch side. Man, boxing fans, you have every right to call CanelHO CanelHO. That should be his name, CanelHO. Whatever you guys want to call him, because he is unworthy. He is unworthy of born ready. I fight anybody. I don't fight for belts. I love them. Mexicans don't fight for belts. We fight for what did he say in his press conference? This was all the plan of Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo. They knew wholeheartedly they wasn't fighting Triple G. And oh man, I can't wait. June 4th, I'm covering that fight. June 4th, and I'm going to cover it Thursday, the press conference, Friday, the weigh-in, Salito Vargas, and then Saturday, just to interview Oscar De La Hoya and Oscar De La Hoya handlers. He's going to be bombarded with questions. And Oscar, I mean, if he calls Floyd Mayweather a pussy and all this, what did you just do to your Mexican people? You betrayed them, Oscar. You literally used them for all their money, promising them the Triple G fight, and you don't deliver. You vacate the belt, the green belt, based out of Mexico City, Mexico. Well, I don't know if it's based out of it. It sounded great for me to say that, but I know it's in Mexico, the WBC. So, man. So my name for Canelo is CanelHO. CanelHO. He's just, you know, Oscar can't say nothing negative about no other boxer, whether it's Floyd Mayweather, whether it's Triple G, or whether it's anyone else in between. And you guys gonna say, well, Oscar didn't duck too many people. He didn't duck too many people when he was a fighter, and that's why we give him. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. Although he has a little bit more losses than you would ask of a Hall of Famer, you know, um, but before he started losing, well, the Hopkins, the Mosley's. You know, he was a hell of a fighter, man. He was the first fighter that I knew from day one, and and I feel betrayed being an Angeline. I feel betrayed by Oscar De La Hoya, like literally betrayed. You know, because I've known Oscar since not known him, excuse me. I've been following Oscar his whole career because I was in high school reading a newspaper, hoping I made the paper, and Oscar De La Hoya was in there every fucking week in terms of how he's doing how's he doing in the Olympics, and then early on in his career when he was fighting at the in downtown LA. I'm drawing a blank on that Olympic auditorium. So man, Oscar is the biggest. I mean, not Oscar. CanelHO is the biggest bitch ever, man. The biggest bitch ever. I can't wait to ask Floyd what he thinks, man. I can't wait to ask Oscar. I can't wait to get on the phone, interview Oscar and all these people, man. Man, you guys know I ask tough questions. You guys hear my voice in all these videos. That's me asking those tough questions. So, man, you know, I just to give you guys an example, I asked WBC president, are you protecting Canelo? I asked John David Jackson, is Sergey Kovalev a racist? Point blank period. That's my voice, you know? And I'm going to ask Oscar De La Hoya. I believe he betrayed y'all. He betrayed us. He used us. So who used us more? Pacquiao Mayweather or Oscar and Canelo? You know, like who betrayed? Because that fight happened. Canelo and Triple G will never happen. Never happen. Because Triple G is gonna. Because now Triple G at the end of the day, I sound like Adrian Brown because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, after this year and first half of next year, Triple G got to start chasing fights now. He gonna have to step in there and get big fights because he'll be 35, pushing 36. Literally, I don't care what Abel Sanchez said. Your body is completely different at 38 than it is at 28, and 38 as it is at 48, or let alone 42. You know what I mean? And I feel it now. I'm just speaking off personal experience. I'm not an expert, not a doctor, or anything like that. But they have to get him in the ring, and they're going to be at vast different weights because Canelo is so young. He can make 154 rather easy just because he's so young. But I'm so disappointed in this kid, man. He bitched out, man. He betrayed. He betrayed every Mexican fan. Canelo betrayed y'all. I don't care what. Call me a dumb nigger. You guys can comment any way you want to comment. You can comment on Dante's Boxing Nation, Boxing Ego, Fight Hype, ES News, whatever you guys want to comment. I don't care. CanelHO betrayed y'all. Flat out. You know, he doesn't have balls. You know, he lied to y'all, and Oscar betrayed y'all. That's just a flat out truth. Um, Dumb nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm just gonna invalidate y'all right now. Oh, you don't fight. Oh, I know. But Canelo just knocked out Amir Khan, and all the people are saying that's the knockout of the year, right? It may be the knockout of the year, but he's the biggest bitch of the year too now. Who gives up their belt? Who gives up the green belt for free? Who gives up? If you go down the line in history, just Google pictures. Just Google Muhammad Ali champion, uh, Sugar Ray Leonard champion, Roberto Duran champion. Look what belt they're holding. I've never Googled it, but I'm just saying how valuable the green belt is in boxing. The green belt is, it's the belt. So, barbershop conversations, man. Um, I got a couple videos to do today. I got to do something on that dumb shit Agent Brona did today. Oh, but man, CanelHO is a hoe. He's a bitch. He's a chicken. Um, yes, Canelo can kick my ass. I don't want to hear. Well, he can kick. Yeah, I know. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Oscar De La Hoya betrayed every Mexican in the world. He betrayed y'all. He took all y'all motherfucking money, with his only horse and then say, you know what? I'm not investing my money back in Mexico. I promise I'm gonna build the city. I promise I'm gonna I'm gonna lower the taxes in Mexico City. You know, sound like a politician. You know, I promise I'm gonna lower crime rates. Just elect me. Donate your money. I need your money to win this election. That's all he did. He ran it to the cows come home. Kind of like Bernie Madoff, man. All these guys. He basically used us, man. Oscar De La Hoya used us. This was their plan from day one. This was their plan because they didn't rebuttal. There was no rebuttal. Barbershop conversations again, man. Um, so what's next for Triple G? Who gives a fuck? It's no one at 160. You can say, oh, Danny Jacobs for the WBA belt. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, who cares? It's a is it a good fight on paper? Does it cause for a good story? Yes, he has cancer. Yes, and you know the one thing I learned about Triple G handlers now, they're not going to talk bad about fighters anymore. They encouraging people to get in the ring. As I told you guys, Triple G is a bad motherfucker. He's the best fighter we have in the world right now. You know, he's a bad man. And now I think you guys should give credit to everyone that stepped in the ring with Triple G and everyone that stepped in the ring in the young Mike Tyson day. You gotta give these motherfuckers credit, man. Man, ducking these son of a guns, man. You gotta give these guys credit because these guys seek and destroy. So, I mean, like, step in the ring with Julio Cesar Chavez when he first came to America. You know, he would eat your body alive. It was nothing you could do that could stop him from getting to your body. You know, the body snatcher. Ugh. Anyways, Canelo, you're a bitch. You're a chicken. And Oscar De La Hoya, you betrayed us. I can't wait to ask Oscar De La Hoya that. Did he betrayed every Mexican fan in the world? Barbershop conversations, man. Uh, please no Floyd Mayweather comparisons because if you begin with that argument, it invalidates you. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna breathe for a second, and then I'm gonna do my next video. But god damn, CanelHO, you lied to us. You man, Mexicans should betray him, but they won't. You won't. You won't. But I wouldn't say I was a fan of Canelo. I respected Canelo a great deal because of how. Because when you look at Canelo's body, you know he takes boxing serious. If you need an example, look at Canelo's body and look at Adrian Broner's body on weigh-in day. You know, it tells you how serious he takes boxing, man. He looked amazing at the Con weigh-in. When I say amazing, I mean amazing. You know, he kind of reminded me of Fernando Vargas when he weighed in against Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? It was like, God damn. He's what Fernando Vargas said, Mexicans don't look like this. I don't know if Mexicans look like that. I'm not getting into the DNA and you know, I'm not even gonna deal with that right now. But oh, I had a decent amount of respect for Canelo now, but now I don't. You know, I think he's a I think I have plucked his last feather. So if I'm a Mexican fan, and send your hate towards Canelo and Golden Boy because they betrayed you and took your money. Your $70 that you took for the pad that you paid, you just paid. You gave Oscar $150 over the last 6 months of your hard-earned money that you could have bought. That you could have bought. You could have put food on your table. And the only reason why you bought those two fights, one because you were a fan of him and you thought he was gonna fight Triple G. So barbershop conversations. Uh, I'll see you guys on the flip side because I'm not gonna say anything positive, and I've said enough belligerent and negative things about Oscar and Canelo and CanelHO, excuse me, and we'll go from there. Barbershop conversation. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.